Hi and welcome to the video. I'm Damon, this is Dame Over, and today's video is a follow-up from yesterday's where I promised to talk you guys through what the new game type coming to us in Lightning Strikes is and how it works, and that game type is Squad Conquest. I'll be giving you a breakdown of each of the playable maps so you can get a head start on the competition when the update does drop on the 17th, and I've chucked in some of my own tips and tricks in there too to hopefully help you secure the win. So if you find this video useful or entertaining, make sure you've hit that like button, and if you're new around here and you want to keep up to date with more Battlefield 5 content, make sure you've hit that subscribe button too. So let's kick things off. Squad Conquest is new to Battlefield 5, but not to the Battlefield series. I know it was in Battlefield 4, although I never played it personally, and as an overview, it's a smaller version of Conquest played on a smaller section of each of the available maps. There are 16 players each side with an attacking and defending team. It's decided which you're on depending on the map. The defending team spawns holding all 3 flags, and each team's aim is to, just like in regular Conquest, capture and hold as many points as possible whilst wearing down the enemy team's reinforcements. The first team to lose all of their tickets loses the game. And at the moment this sounds incredibly similar to Domination, almost a carbon copy in fact, but one big difference between the two is that spawns are limited to your home or headquarters spawn. You cannot spawn on objectives. I can't yet find out if it's possible to spawn on squad mates as well, but if you can, it makes it a bit too similar to Domination to really be worth it in my opinion. I guess we'll have to find out the fine details on the 17th. So there are 3 maps which you can play Squad Conquest on, which are maps already in the base game, and I'll give you an overview of the layouts of each of them. First up, we've got Aras. Capture points A and C are nearest the Allied and Axis headquarters respectively, so you can expect the main fighting to be done on and around point B. Now, holding point B will give your team a big visibility advantage. It's placed on higher ground than the other 2 objectives, so it will make it much easier for scouts and support players using MMGs in particular to set up defensive positions. Aras is the largest of the 3 playable maps, and this is a quote here from the EA website, allows 1 tank per team. Now I assume this means 1 tank at a time rather than just 1 in the entire match as in other game modes, but it has been made a little bit unclear here. Secondly, we have Hamada. This is based around the ruins of the regular map. Points A and C are in larger ruin structures with point B at the bottom of the ruined temple. Hamada is the most compact of the 3 maps in terms of the objective placement. The triangle of the objectives is quite small, so we can expect lots of ambush tactics, as it's again described on the EA website. To me, this means people waiting around corners for you to run by, which could become very frustrating, but interestingly, there's been a focus on the advantage of putting up fortifications on this map, especially on point B, to give your team a height advantage, which would definitely come in handy in a defensive situation. And just like Aras, there is 1 tank per team. Finally, we have Rotterdam, which is the smallest of the 3 maps with a far more linear layout than the other 2. They are in an almost straight line, in fact, unlike the triangular layouts of the other 2. A is based in the large park, which is actually very close to point B. This area doesn't have much cover, so moving into point B will be tricky, but there are lots of multi-storey buildings in the square for players to pick off the enemy team before pushing in for the capture. C is by the big white building on the corner near the canal itself, and point B is actually a slightly modified version of the train station of the regular Rotterdam map. What these modifications are we don't yet know, but hopefully it involves more approaches to the track level. The map design is concentrated on 3 very distinct lanes and will involve a lot of head-to-head fighting, but apparently there are plenty of routes for you to get your flank on too, so a squad working together could turn the enemy flank if they play it right. And because of the linear nature of this map, it seems that there's going to be a lot of yo-yoing between each team owning all 3 of the flags at any one time, and to help you get back in the fight, if the other team does own all 3 flags, you'll be given 1 armoured transport vehicle, and this again is only if the opposing team owns all 3 of the flags. Now, something very important you should be aware of is that in the opening 2 weeks of Lightning Strikes, Squad Conquest will be the main focus of the unlock challenges, but with a slight change. It will have a condensed team size of just 8v8, so 2 squads per team. I think this will definitely ramp up the difficulty in some of the challenges, I imagine, and it will force you to really work as a coordinated force to win a game. It makes you ask some pretty difficult questions about your squad composition too. Do you go all-out attack and all use the assault class? Do you want to thin the numbers as a scout? Is defending with the support the way to go? Or maybe you want to keep your team rolling forward with the medic? We'll have to wait and see how the smaller teams play into this, but it could be very exciting. And like I said earlier, this game type seems very similar to Domination, but has elements of the Conquest Assault game type we saw in Battlefield 1. It's nice that DICE are trying something new, and especially since it is aimed at creating a more tactical experience. From what we've been told so far, it looks like those higher skilled players will be rewarded for better positioning and by outthinking their opponents. And I'm going to predict the semi-auto rifles will be coming out on top as the meta for this game type. But that's just what I think. What do you guys make of Squad Conquest? Which map are you most looking forward to playing? Make sure you let me know what you think down in the comments below. And here's a quick thank you to my Dame operatives, those of you guys that are helping to support the channel through Patreon. It's because of you guys that this channel can actually exist, and hopefully in the near future I'll be able to do this full time with a bit more support. So if you want to become a patron yourself, there'll be a link in the description and the pinned comment where you can support the channel from as little as $1 a month if you'd like to. So if you had a good time, make sure you've hit that like button. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button too. Make sure you've hit the bell button for notifications so you don't miss any future posts, and as always, feel free to share this video with whoever and wherever you like. And until next time, that's Dame over. Peace.